So Andrew DM'd me one day and he says, I love your work. And he was following my content 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and he hadn't yet blown up. And then he messaged me. We started communicating. And then all of a sudden, he was blowing up at this point. He was, like all over the place. I'm like, this guy is an incredible communicator and storyteller. Wow, I like what this guy has to say. And then he got canceled. The moment he got canceled, at that point, him and I and his brother were in communication regularly. We're regularly talking, communicating through text and DMs. And we got on and we decided, let's do something. I'm going to come to Spain because he can't come here. We went to Madrid. We did the interview together at the cigar lounge. And then it went live. And obviously that thing's done wonders. 12 million plus views, not including all the other short clips. Total, it's probably got a few 100 million views online with TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all over the place. But, here's the thing that most people have a hard time with. Most of us have a hard time with. Almost anybody that does something big, they're a complicated personality. They're a complicated individual. Churchill was a very complicated man, but it took a Churchill to go up against Hitler. You're like, what are you talking about, Pat? Go read Churchill's history. That is a very weird man. Chamberlain hated Churchill. They didn't like Churchill. There were people that couldn't stand him because he would always call everybody's shit. But when it came down to war, Chamberlain had to go beg Churchill to go do his part. And he did. Trump is a complicated personality, right? John F. Kennedy, complicated personality. When you go and read his story and who he was and what he did. Thomas Jefferson, complicated personality. Andrew Jackson, complicated personality. A Musk, complicated personality. Ted Turner, so many names. So, and Andrew Tate is complicated. Personality, his upbringing, how he was raised by the father, by the dynamics of the father, how he pushed him, how he challenged him, what they went through, what they saw, became fighters, and going from there to becoming who they are and their belief system and philosophies, ideology. So I'm surprised when people are surprised. Like, what do you expect somebody that's not afraid of authority? What do you think causes somebody to not be afraid of authority and be able to call them out? What is that a byproduct of? A rough life. What do you think makes a great comedian? A very hard life. If there's one thing comedians have in common, they lived such a hard life that to cope with tough times was humor. Some people cope with hard times with drugs. Some people cope through hard times with alcohol. Some people deal with hard times through fighting and beating people up. And some people fight through tough times through humor. That's why Kevin Hart had an interesting life. Dave Chappelle, George Carlin, you go look at their stories. It's weird. They didn't live an easy life, right? So for someone to be that confident and a true believer to push the envelope the way he has, you think you're going to go to a college to get a degree to be that tough? No. You think you're going to go take a course on Udemy to become that tough? No. You think there's 100 of the best YouTube videos to watch on how to be mentally tough to become mentally tough? You're out of your mind. The only way to be mentally tough and emotionally tough is through a shitty, hard life. That's the best way to be mentally tough. Someone in your life had to be very hard or tough on you. A coach that kicked your ass regularly, a teacher, a dad, a mom, an uncle, an older brother, somebody, a rough community, a rough upbringing, an industry that was a cutthroat industry. So yeah, I think they're super necessary. I had a call with their lawyer last week. Tina and we had a lengthy conversation. It was the longest interview they did, and she shared a lot of the insight. Had a very good conversation yesterday with their PR firm to see what's going on internally with visits and what things does he have, what does he not have. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Here's all I'll tell you. They best get this guy, because if he comes out and he's free, oh my gosh. Can you imagine if he comes out and he's free, what his first live is going to be like? It could break the record. Oh, it'll be 100 million views on YouTube. He needs another one of those. It'll be the talk of the world. on how many people. It'll be banned in countries. It'll be feared, because if you go after a person like this, you better have proof to arrest them or get them. You don't go through somebody like this, because they become a big figure and their message becomes bigger, specifically to the people that didn't listen to it before or hated it. They're going to say, why are you trying to silence this guy? And you don't think Andrew's going to come out telling the story? It's going to be interesting dynamics. But obviously, listen, none of us know 100% what he's done. None of us know. I'm not the government. I'm not working for agencies. I'm not with the cops. I don't know the intel. If there is something, there is something. But, you know, if they can't find anything, it's going to be a very hard season for those that try